Alright, today we're going to change struts on a BMW 7 Series E38 1999 model. What happened is, due to salt and corrosion, the strut mount basically completely failed, resulting in a extremely low rider look. So that's what we're going to tackle today and start tearing stuff apart. Alright, so basically we took apart the interior, removed the rear seats, removed the partial shelf, and as you can see on the other side, the seat pillar to actually get the cover off. The struts are mounted down there somewhere. Let's see if I can show you guys that on a different view through the back window. So basically, the strut mounts are, you have to basically tear the insulation here because they've never been replaced before. So not sure if you guys can see that, but that's basically where they are. I'll give you a let me put this away a little bit so I can pull off the cover and give you guys an inside view. So that's basically it. So what happened is, basically the strut collapsed. So this is normally what the strut mount, or the spring mount is. It's completely rusted away, as you guys can see. So therefore the complete spring assembly came all the way down and is now basically laying on the bottom side. It was drivable, but it was basically just riding on the bump stops the entire time. So next step is taking all this stuff off. Alright, so we're now at the rear strut, and basically what we're going to do, we're going to unbolt a couple of things. First off, we're going to unbolt the control arm right here. It's held in place by a 21mm nut, and the thread on the control arm itself right there is a 10mm. And then we're going to undo these two back here, and I'll see if I can light that up a little bit so you guys can see that. There you go. Those are two 18mm, and basically we're going to do that to take the control arm off, and then at the end we are going to take the 21mm off the back of the strut right there. So that's what we're going to do. I will find a position for the camera so you guys can look, and I'll be back. I know this is probably not the best position, but for me it's workable. So basically what I do is I put the 10mm on the thread itself, and then the 21mm, and I'm currently sitting on the right side of the car, so it's basically opposite thread for your feeling. So let me see, and of course the camera is in my face, so I can't really see where. So basically, there we go. Then we're going to hold the 10mm and basically press it. They can be really firm, but this one is not too bad. So basically we're going to keep undoing that one until it's all the way off, and then we're going to do the back. Once the nut is off, as you can see, you can basically or tap with a hammer on that end of the thread to push it out, or in this case, because it's relatively new, you can basically just pull it up and leave it. Remember the position that you find it in. It should be about that, a little bit off the rotor like this, because these are all tension loaded. So now we're going to do the back ones. So I'm going to position my tools and I'll be back. Alright, so I have my ratchet on one side and another ratchet on the other side. The thing is that they can be extremely tight, so what I usually do is take another ratchet and basically lock it into position in the ratchet right here like this, and then basically start pulling. But I'm also holding the camera, so good chance that that ratchet that's there is going to start slipping, but I will try and do this. Yeah, it's really tough. Okay, so I need to reposition the ratchet. There we go. like that. So I'm going to basically hold that one right there so it doesn't spin. So not sure if I can find a position that you guys can actually see this. Yeah, that would work. So I'm basically going to hold that one with my finger, and I'll do it on the other side. Of course the camera is in my way now, but alright, whatever. So there we go. I'm going to hold the other one, and I'm going to... There we go. And then we can do that again. And I know a lot of people have air tools, but personally I don't like it because you always over torque everything. So basically now we're just gonna continue, and usually what I do is I have one of these ratchets. I'm not sure if you guys must have them, and that really helps speeding up the process. So I just slide it on the bolt, and of course I have to put one on the other side like so, and then, oh, sorry for hitting the camera, but it's a little bit in my way now, but basically you guys get the idea. So you just ratchet like that, and off comes the nut, and then we'll take the arm away. So the nut and bolt are out, and basically we can just take the arm and pull it out like that. So there you go. That's one side. That's the ball joint on the other side. So now we're going to go and undo the 21mm right up there. So I'm going to undo that one. So now a little explanation about the strut, the way it's mounted. Basically this side right here is basically all the way to the rubber almost, is inserted into the wheel assembly, and usually this part gets rusted and makes it extremely difficult to get it off. On the other side, basically they thought about at least something is that is a little pry joint. So what you can do, and this is the new strut of course, is put a 19mm on here and basically just give it a couple of taps with the hammer to see if you can break this part free from the hub assembly. So I will try and show you guys that here. Alright, let's see. I hope you guys can see this. So basically here is the part that it's completely rusted together, and on the back side you actually have the opportunity to put a 19mm on it. So first off, what I'm going to do, but I already know that this car has seen a lot of salt in the last couple of years, that this way it's not going to work. But if you have a relatively salt-free environment, this basically should work as is. So put the key on it, and basically I'm going to take a rubber hammer and gently hit it, or what I did previously, put an extra key on it like that to put more pressure on it to see if this part here will actually break free slash come undone. Probably not, but we're going to give it a try. So if it was possible to actually make it turn, what you then do is, in this case, I take a steel chisel and I insert it down all the way till you basically hit the spine of the strut. So in this case here, just for reference, so don't try to hit this, because this is basically just going to be a rubber bushing that you're manipulating and then trying to whack it off. So that's what we're going to try right now, and see if it will budge. If not, we're going on to step 2. So I already knew that that didn't work, was going to work on this car. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a ball joint tool, one of these. I think you can rent them all over the place. And what I did is I put the bolt back into the strut assembly. Not sure if I can get there and show you guys. Yep, there you go. So as you can see, I left a little gap here between the strut and the bolt itself, because that is the little play that we need. And it all depends, of course, on how big your ball joint tool is. Mine is a little limited to what I want to do with it. So what I then do is slide the, hold on, I need to turn it around. There we go. So what you're going to do is you're going to slide it between the strut here and the bolt on the back side. And basically I'm going to tap it in place so it's nice and firm, and then I will show you guys. Alright, so it's in place now. As you can see, I hope this lights it up a little bit. As you can see, it's over the bolt on the strut. So what we're going to do basically is start tightening the ball joint tool. Therefore, the rubber will be extended, putting more pressure on the joint in the back, and hoping that will make a little bit more room to whack the strut loose. So we will try and see that. And in this case, this is a 21 mil, so I can basically just put a ratchet on it. Yes, this is going to be extremely tough to do. The first part is easy, but the more tension you get on the ball joint, the more difficult it's going to be to actually put pressure on it. So as you can see, you're putting more tension on here, on this part, so it will actually go further even more. And then it can happen that it already pops when you're doing this. If it doesn't, we need to take the next step. So I'm going to continue doing this and putting a little bit more pressure on it, and then I will get back to you guys. Right, so I've tensioned it almost all the way, at least as far as possible. You guys can now clearly see that there's a big gap right here. So the rubber, come on, light, thank you. So that there's a lot of tension on it. So what you now can do, if it has not popped, is take your chisel again, put it underneath the ball joint tool, so that you hit, as you can hear, the strut that way, and then basically just give it a nice big ass whip like that, of course holding it, but I'm doing everything at the same time, and then hope it will actually pop. If it popped, then undo the ball joint tool again, and then undo the bolt a little bit further, and repeat it until the strut comes out. So if you're lucky, using the ball joint tool and tensioning it and giving it a nice big whack, you can actually see, and I'm not sure if you guys can actually see that, that you see a little sorry for the light, little separation right there in the corner. Why is my light doing funky? Ah, it's empty. Alright. So we have a little separation right here. So what I'm going to do is basically take the bolt out from the back and just whack it a couple of times and see if it will actually come off. I took the bolt out, gave it a nice big whack with the chisel, and as you can see, it popped out. Now you can actually see all the rust here that makes it actually solid, rusting solid inside here of the wheel assembly. So it's off now. The only thing we're going to do is go into the car and then remove the foam. There we go. There's no other way than to tear it. Pop the cover off. Undo those 3 bolts right there. Oh, where are you guys? There we go. Undo those 3 bolts and the strut comes out. So this is the last piece of the original strut from Saks. As you can see here, it's it was very, very close to actually collapsing on this side also. I mean, there's just a lot of rust come from it, and it's completely gone. So that's kind of a little shocking right there. So, and then we have the new strut laying right over here. It's a Bilstein B4 in this case. It's a tour shock or strut, complete with new rubbers. Basically everything's new besides the spring and the upper mount right there, because that one's still fine. So no reason to change. So basically now we're going to put it back in reverse order, and then once that's done, repair the mayhem inside the car and get everything bolted back together, and then you're done, and enjoy your work. Hope this helps somebody save a couple of bucks. Subscribe to my videos for more E38 tooling.